Hello and welcome to the big fight. The big fight, the day after the budget or a couple of days after the budget, normally takes a look at all the provisions, tries to figure out exactly what the budget has in store for us and what it might actually mean. But today we're also going to turn our attention to something slightly different. We've had a rise in prices, and that is one of the factors that led the entire opposition to walk out of the budget yesterday. So we're also going to be taking a certain look at parliamentary norms and whether they have in some form or the other been violated, and can we protest in a slightly different fashion. So all of that coming up for you on the big fight, together of course with a look at the budget itself. Let me welcome the guests we have in it. It gives me great pleasure to welcome, actually for the first time I think ever on the big fight, Mr. Somnath Chatterjee, former Speaker of the Lok Sabha and somebody whom all of us admired greatly in that role. Somnath, thank you so much for joining us here on the big fight. Also joining us from Mumbai, the Deputy Leader in the Lok Sabha, the BJP, Mr. Gopinath Munde. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us. Here in the studio, Manish Tiwari, spokesperson of the Congress Party. It's great to have you with us. Nilotpal Basu of the CPM. Pleasure to have you with us as well. Ila Patnaik, who's promised she's not going to shout more than all the politicians on this panel, but is going to certainly help us understand the real facts behind the budget and what it means, especially, of course, this contentious issue, Ila, of the fuel price hike. And in the similar sort of a role, Gaurav Taneja from Ernst & Young. So thank you all so much for joining us. Mr. Somnath Chatterjee, if I can just start with you. Before we get into the budget itself, something that almost grabbed the headlines yesterday was this entire question of the walkout by the opposition. Actually, it's not probably the first time that it happened, but the precedent that is being set by all of this, I wonder what your opinion would be.
No, you see, I always felt that Parliament is the best forum for everybody to articulate his or our views, party's views. And unless the Parliament functions properly, you see, the very basis of a parliamentary democracy is greatly weakened, as I have always been saying. And this is a place for debate and dialogue, and the forum should be utilized to put forward a party's views or members' views. And a budget is a very important subject in the whole calendar of Parliament because it decides the financial policies and programs of the government of the day. Of course, I'm not saying anything on the merits of the budget, but I believe this forum is now being not fully utilized. I felt that because politics has become so confrontational these days, and somehow headlines are always pointing at non-functioning of the Parliament, and that also encourages the parties to take certain steps. Of course, I'm not questioning the decision taken by the leaders of the different opposition parties. They are at liberty to do so. Walkout is a well-known form of protest. Well, it is for the parties to decide. But what I have felt and still feel after nearly 4 decades in Parliament, that probably we politicians are not utilizing the forum in a manner which will really reflect the people's views and people's problems in a manner which we can bring about solutions to that.
Tuba.com,